Okay, very good. So, welcome again, everyone. Wanted to get that on the recording. At this time, let's start off with some wins. Does anybody have anything wonderful happening in their lives, in their business? Anything in the past week that they'd like to share? Anything new and wonderful? Oh, come on.
Okay, I got a really cool card and a thing in the mail.
Did you?
A notebook. Yeah.
Ah.
And I'm not even a full-fledged member of this. I'm just a wannabe. I keep showing up. You guys just don't kick me out. But that's really cool. And I would like to talk to you about how you did that. That was really cool.
Okay.
Because I think everybody should have one of these.
Yeah. Well, you know, in the very beginning, when we created Collaborating Connections, you created a wonderful logo for us, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
On a weekly basis while we're sitting and talking, and I always encourage everyone, have, you know, pen and paper handy to jot down whatever notes and wonderful information that you want to remember. So what better way to do that than to have an awesome Collaborating Connections notebook to keep your notes rather than Post-its that might be scattered about. I see Nancy laughing at that. So
you don't want to see my office. My office is a mess. So you do. Yes, you are completely right. But that was very cool. And that's a real win. I mean, I've always known Dawn's awesome, but this is just cool, you know, just really cool. So thank you.
I want each of you to know that you are much appreciated. I love that you all are active, contributing members of this group. So it's my pleasure. Any other wins? Any other wonderful stuff?
I had a visit from my regional manager and my district manager today, and they presented with a nice, like really nice gel pen and a certificate of completion. So it's official. I got it right on the button, but I got it. So the first chapter of my shelter employment is closing, and now I get many more chapters to go.
Yay!
I know.
That gave me goosebumps.
I know, it's exciting. And I got a nice little packet in the mail last week too, which had a nice shirt and a book in it as well for Collaborating Connections. It's always something in the mail. Thank you, Dawn.
You are very welcome. Very welcome. I want to remind everyone to go ahead and put your business contact information into the chat room on this Zoom call. That way we can collect all the information and share it after the call in an email with each other. And we don't have to continue to repeat our contact information, but certainly we want everybody to have the information so we can do follow-up one-on-ones and talk in more depth following the meeting. So go ahead, put your name, phone number, email address, and website link, if that's applicable, and the name of your business into the chat box. Okay, very good. I don't know if you all noticed, but I've had this one painting up on the wall by itself for the longest. And I've been looking at Jennifer and Nicole Williams, and they've got some awesome stuff in their offices. So I finally put up just a few more plaques and information around there just to be interesting. And there's some really neat sayings on some of them about life and family and something to keep me inspired. So I want to let you know that Jennifer and Nicole inspired that in me. So thank you all so much. We will go ahead and get started then. Well, we usually, following the wins, I want to talk about upcoming events with TTR Networking and Collaborating Connections. So I'll share with you, tomorrow night is the first quarterly TTR Cares meeting. And TTR Cares is a program that Jennifer allowed me to kick off within our networking organization back the summer of 2020, when the pandemic hit and we were somewhat isolated and distanced from each other. We weren't meeting in person anymore. And I said, you know, we really need to get together and talk, not about business, not about our companies, just talk. As people who care about each other, to reconnect, to find out what's going on in our lives, to have some really honest conversations about our concerns and to learn. So we created the program TTR Cares. And tomorrow night at 7 p.m. via Zoom call, I'll be presenting the topic of I Am My Brother's Keeper, which is all about reconnecting and helping each other, ways to find out how to help, how to contribute, how to talk to your friends, family, loved ones, interested folks to find out what's going on in their lives and how we can contribute to help and improve where that's necessary. Because we've been a little bit disconnected and not seeing each other as much in person, we want to make sure that the love and care is still there and that we keep everyone motivated and inspired in that manner. So if you've got time, please join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on a Zoom call for TTR Cares. And if you're not available at that time, we will plan to record it and share it on the TTR Networking site. Okay. And Jennifer, can I invite you to speak to any of our other TTR Networking events that are coming up?
Yes, I would just say, I don't know. I'm trying to think who's on this call that might have been on the TTR Cares, but I will tell you, you'll walk away or you'll turn off your camera, whatever, you'll turn off your computer and you'll say, I'm glad I did that. Because when Dawn suggested or said something about it, if you can remember all the things that we were all dealing with, so many things, it was like I completely knew that Dawn would take it the right way, and she did. So I just want to say thank you for doing that, Dawn. I'm sorry, I got something in my mouth. Thank you for taking it that direction, because I really knew that we needed to do something. We had a lot of our members, unfortunately, that were dealing with a lot of things and just so much.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was ever any of the TTR Cares that you did that first year that I was like, boy, that was a waste of my time. It was like, I just literally was like, oh my gosh, this is why we do this. And you always, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow night, so we'll all be on there. And I know that I'm going to start the call when it's time. But my comment is that you always brought it back around to, how letting us know about nonprofits we didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we never talked about that. I mean, I don't even know that I would have ever said, hey, Dawn, I think you should do this. You just did this, and it was just really cool. So I'm glad. And I think quarterly is great. And if you want to go back, we do have recordings in our on our website, so you can see some of them. But I would definitely say your time is going to be well spent. And this has been, what a crazy 2 years, so I just thank you. As far as other events, we actually have next Monday, we have our quarterly speed networking, which we kind of put on hiatus a little bit the last 2 years. We've had them, but we haven't done them as we should have. But prior to pandemic, we were meeting once a quarter to do kind of speed speed networking, like speed dating. And it was well attended. And the last one we did in person was 2 years ago on the 16th, which would be tomorrow. And we were going to do it actually, and I had to cancel it because that was when the world shut down. So we are doing, we're on Zoom, and it's on Monday, the 21st at noon. And you just need to plan. Basically, you can eat your lunch while you're doing it, but we're going to go into breakout rooms with so many people, just depend on how many are signed up. And usually people do make connections. We were meeting at George's at Binford and 71st. Is that there? Yeah, we were doing that. Thank you, Nancy. So that was, I'm just trying to think if that was the address, but there's something people get. And even though you may say, oh, you know, I mean, who am I going to meet? There's usually people that people don't know. So, and there's usually things that are happening in people's worlds that you may think you know that person and you don't. So anyway, that's on Monday. Next Wednesday, one of our morning groups has a visitor day. And that's all on the website, but on the website as well. But Wednesday, the 30th at 4:00 p.m. Eastern time, which we're all on Eastern. We have Larry Levine, who is going to present. And all I can tell you is that the Selling from the Heart book, it's the podcast and everything else of that. But Larry Levine is the author of this. And it's just really cool because I don't know if Dawn will say anything about that ever, but Dawn and I talked to Dawn. It was like a year before that, Dawn. I kept telling you, I wanted to get Larry Levine to speak to our groups. We were going to have a vendor fair. We were going to do this big thing, but I kept thinking, I can't afford to pay him. I can't afford to fly him in. I can't do all these things. So when the pandemic hit, I'm like, oh, and then I find out, oh, he's doing calls all the time. So he now has presented for our groups twice, I believe, in the last 2 years. So like once a year. And he's going to talk about why you mastermind. So Mastermind March is our theme. But anyway, just go check out sellingfromtheheart.net if you want to know more about it. You can literally order a book, an autographed copy. I think the only thing that you have to do is, I think there might be shipping that you have to pay, but the book is yours and he autographs it. So, but the whole idea, you just have to check out Selling from the Heart. So I'm very excited that we've got him on the very last day. Well, not the very last day, on the 30th of March, and that will be on a Zoom call as well. Eventually, I guess we could think that we'll start doing live events again. But we just have so much of our network now that are not necessarily, able to meet us locally. So, I mean, not all of our groups have that, but we do have some. And you actually had a lady from the Netherlands visit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that was really, and I think she's going to be a member of the mastermind, which is really what she probably needs. And they're 6 hours ahead of us. So it doesn't matter what time in the evening, it's pretty late for her. But anyway, so we've got a lot of things, and you just check out our website. I think everything, one other thing I would say, April 23rd. Yes. Saturday, April 23rd is the Indiana Parkinson Foundation Run Walk. You can do it virtually, or you can do it, go to Fisher's, the Saxony Park. And we do have a team. I honestly don't know if I can do it because I've got 2 knees in braces now, but you don't have to be there if you don't want to. You can actually, I know, Dawn, you were there.
I did it last year. I was there for the walk.
You're awesome. So, but anyway, that's coming up. So we do have, and it's on our website. So go to ttrnetworking.com, click on news and events, and it comes up under those news and events. So anyway, I think for now, there's a lot of things that are still being planned out, but March is packed. And I think April, we've got a couple things yet to put on the calendar. But anyway, I hope that helps. That gives you an idea. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. We,
No,
like Jennifer said, there's lots of stuff out there. And we encourage you to go to the website to stay abreast of that, as well to stay connected. Of course, there's the Collaborating Connections Facebook page. You don't have to be a member to join our Collaborating Connections Facebook page, but it's an awesome site just to go to get some inspiration and motivation every now and then, to stay up to date with what's going on with our group and the TTR networking overall. TTR Networking has a Facebook page as well as their website. We occasionally are communicating via the LinkedIn, and I don't know if Nicole is actually got us out on some other social media as far as what else, the Twitter and Instagram and so forth. So, but there's lots of places to connect with us, and we certainly want people to know that we're here and here to help. So feel free to connect with us in whatever way is most comfortable with you. Additionally, we have towards the end of last year kicked off our new membership site, which is the Referral Runway. And I speak about that every week just to remind people to go out there at least once a week on the Referral Runway to the members. Check it out, see what's new, see if you've got any new referrals, and if you can think of an awesome referral for a member of this group or any of the TTR groups, go ahead and post that information out there. Very useful. As well, where we know all of our members aren't here on the call this week, and hopefully they're out doing some awesome business. But what I do on a weekly basis is try to put a synopsis of our meeting out there, as well as attach the recording of our Zoom call so that our members can stay up to date and engaged with us, know what our discussion was about, and perhaps learn or update themselves so missing a week doesn't feel like a big gap for everyone. So feel free to take advantage of that information on Referral Runway. With that being said, I think we are going to move on to our roundtable introductions. And what we love to do here, of course, is to talk a little bit about ourselves and our companies, share perhaps what type of a wonderful referral we're looking for, if there's a particular target group that we want to be connected with, or if there's something new and different or special going on. Some of our businesses are cyclical or seasonal, and there's specific information that we want to be sure to share, so feel free. I'm going to go ahead and invite some of our seasoned members to go ahead and start first, and that'll give Paul an idea of what type of discussion we do share. So at this time, let me see, I want to go ahead and invite Robert Hailey. Robert, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Not a problem. Not a problem. That's
right.
Great. Robert Hailey, we're First Home Bank. I'm a mortgage banker. We're First Home Banking with them. We've been doing mortgage for over 25 years. We do a holistic approach to every client to make sure they understand their short and long-term goals, but most importantly, that it really helps them to be more knowledgeable when after the end of the transaction happens. But most importantly, and then also to help them have a great experience. So the key point is everything have a great experience. So that's really the biggest piece of it all overall. One of the things that I need to get asked to share something that we was doing this Thursday for realtors. We're doing a webinar basically to help them to really reach out to some of the investor clients, some of the clients that have unique financing they had to do. We have a way with our Maverick product. We help them to make some things happen for that. So that's one of the things that we're doing for realtors in all 50 states. We're doing that. again, so we do originate in all 50 states. But housed right here in the app Indiana. We are a full-fledged FDIC chartered bank based in Florida. Again, Robert Hailey, First Home Bank. Your choice. You have any look at my best referral partner is anyone that you can recommend, because everyone's can be a homeowner, or at least think they can be. So we do a consult.
All right. Thank you so much, Robert.
You're more than welcome.
Do we have any questions for Robert this evening?
Robert, can you send me a link for your webinar?
I sure will. I will. I saw your email. I'll send that to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Robert, do share that with me as well. I will post it on the Collaborating Connections page. Jennifer, do you want that information as well for a TTR networking site?
All right, I'm muted. See, I told you I'm muted. All right. Yes, absolutely. And I was thinking if Robert hadn't, or don't forget, you can always post things on our TTR networking. We've got the group, but we've also got the page. And if you're confused or you don't know what to do, reach out to me or reach out to Nicole. Honestly, she's been doing some things for me. We connected our Instagram with our Facebook account. I can't believe it. I didn't even know it was possible. She was so excited. I mean, I'm just kidding, but I did know it was possible, but she knows what she's doing. But anyway, we're really trying to get out there and so feel free to do that, Robert, or if you feel like you're not sure, send it to us. I know it's Thursday already, but maybe other events, if you have them. I would just say we want our members to take advantage of it. So don't miss it. We're here to help you. Let's know.
Yeah, the webinars is that we try to make we call it a lunch and learn, 30 minutes. We don't, because we don't want to take everybody's time. 30 minutes. It's live. So definitely you get a live information to you for 30 minutes from 2 to 2:30.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good. And I'll also remind you, Robert, because of our partnership with Inspire Indiana, and what's the name of the other one?
Well, we have
Open in Indiana, Inspire Networking.
Small.
You have the opportunity to post events on those sites as well because of our partnership with that organization through TTR Networking. So, when you're aiming to reach a wide audience and perhaps touch some folks who may not be as familiar with our businesses, those are great opportunities to cover as well. So, maybe more so for future reference, but because we have our accounts, go ahead and make sure that you post out there too.
Yeah, definitely, because we doing it like once every 2 months, something like that. So definitely try to get it out there. So we're doing it on a regular basis. So we'll definitely be reaching out, doing more of those.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We'll look forward to that.
Can I ask a technical question real quick?
Sure.
Are you guys seeing me? Is my camera on?
We cannot see you. We see your name.
Do you know how I turn my camera on? I've not been done a lot of Zoom meetings, and I've been sitting here trying to figure that out.
What might be happening is that right on your computer at the very top there, you may need, if there's a slide there, you might have a slide that you may need to push the slide over.
Here, so must be something in my settings.
At the bottom, it says stop video. Right where
Do you see a
video, it
video
says
camera
repeat
icon with a
I
line
see
through
the
it?
start video, yeah.
start that, hit that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, integrated webcam.
Okay. So we're still not seeing you yet. Perhaps it's something in your computer settings that you might need to adjust.
Now I'm seeing myself. Let's see if that does it. Video. Okay, let's see.
Sometimes I do wonder how many people don't just don't because they're not sure. So this is, oh, there you are.
Hi.
All right. Hello there.
Thank you for helping me with that.
No problem. Glad we could be of help.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet all of you too.
Thank you.
And by the way, I live about 300 yards from George's, so
Oh.
you know for sure.
Okay, I was going to ask you at some point, Paul, where you were out of, but yeah, 2 years ago, we were about to have a big quarterly speed networking. However, you weren't in real estate.
Yeah.
So probably wouldn't have met, but okay, well, we're glad you're here tonight. So I'm going to mute myself again, Dawn, I promise.
Okay, we'll see. All right, let's see. Next up, I would like to invite Brynn Cochran. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Brynn Cochran. I'm with Shelter Insurance, Home, Auto, and Business. And I was going to say, I found a fun fact out tonight about our business insurance at Shelter. For every 3 policies or 3 businesses that we quote, we come in on better pricing on 2 out of the 3. And then if the price difference is too much, we always say that little bit of $1.50 that you might spend per day, we're worth it because of the service that we'll provide. And the business insurance, it's important to have an insurance agent that's available and that knows your business, because when accidents happen or when there's problems, you don't want to call a 1-800 number phone tree and try to explain everything. With Shelter, you get me as your agent, and I'll learn about you. I'll learn about your business, so you can just call me. And then I also wanted to highlight one of the charitable things that I'm doing through my agency. I have several going on, but something specific that I wanted to talk about was for the past 2 years, I've been giving a $1,500 with the help of Shelter. I contribute a little bit, and then the Shelter Home Office comes in and puts in the rest. But we're giving a $1,500 scholarship to a Tri-West High School senior. And the scholarship is just based off of a student who has high integrity, character, good grades, and kind of a plan for their college future. And it doesn't have to be a 4-year college. It can be a trade school, as long as it's accredited by the U.S. Department of Education. So that's just a little bit of the charitable giving that I'll be doing this quarter.
Awesome. Absolutely love it. Love it. Okay, well, thank you, Brynn. And I'm going to open up the floor. Are there any questions for Brynn Cochran and Shelter Insurance?
So when did you think you were trying to get your agency thing? What was your date? Did you say you made it, right?
So I thought that I had until March 31st, and then I was told in the middle of January that I had until February 27th. So I actually ended up pulling it off, and I have 300 property and casualty, and I had 300 property and casualty. So the other areas that I had to complete, I completed those a while back. I had 3 criteria. I was waiting on that one, and I got it. So.
All right. Well, when was it that she wasn't here? Was it last week?
Yeah.
And we were all leaving. So when you say that they get to work with you, and I've heard it from other people besides this group, but oh, that's right. We were talking to Lori last week. That's okay.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate her help.
Yeah, she's awesome. She was wonderful representative for you, but that is just so cool because actually Dawn raved about you and I've heard Nicole raving about you. So, you truly walk the walk and you talk the talk and walk the walk. Is that what I mean?
That's the reputation I want to have.
You do.
I know us insurance agents, right, Nancy? Insurance agents.
You need to do it. I mean, you have to, right?
You have to. Yeah, you have to be
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, good for you. Well, congratulations. I'm excited.
I
I
appreciate it.
boy, my little girl. No, I'm joking. No, I said that. I just feel very excited for you.
No,
You're
I appreciate it.
very,
Thank you.
very worthy. Thank you.
Yeah. Brynn, you should definitely watch the replay of the recording of last week's call because
I will have to.
not only myself, even Stacy wanted to thank you for the advice that you gave her.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though Shelter isn't represented in Georgia where she is, she
Mhm.
said you gave her some wonderful guidance on questions to ask her insurance agent, and that really made a difference in her premium reduction. So she
Oh,
was very
good.
thankful.
Glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned 3 areas of business insurance. Can you get a little bit more specific about those 3 areas?
Well, with business, you have your autos. So, and then you also have your liability, and then you have your if you operate your business out of a building.
Mhm.
So, it's all, the business policy in general would be the liability portion and then the business building. And then we have business auto as well. So business auto, we're very competitive. Shelter's very competitive in that. Whether it's a flower shop, and flower shop, we're very, like, we win almost all the time because our refrigeration coverage, and that's the most important thing for a flower shop, is the refrigeration portion. Whenever those go down, you want the best insurance. So we're very competitive with that. But then you also have your vans to operate out of, and then your liability option as well. So, yep.
Cool.
Answer your question?
That does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. If we don't have any further questions, I am now going to invite Nancy Vesely. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I am the other part of the insurance in the group. I handle health insurance, supplemental insurance, life insurance. Health insurance pays doctors and hospital bills. Supplemental insurance usually pays you. So if you have a $5,000 deductible, or if you're off the marketplace, your deductible this year is usually about $7,800 this year. We can get you a supplement policy that would help pay that, so that doesn't have to come out of your pocket if something happens. I help under 65 or people 65 and older. Right now, after the 31st of March, Medicare is set wherever you are. You're there till next year. So that market's kind of closed off almost. And so I'm just looking for people that would like to talk about insurance, health insurance, because it's an exciting topic.
It's a very important topic.
It is.
Sure.
It is. It's the leading cause of bankruptcy still, contrary to what people think. It's ridiculous
Yeah.
in our country that it is. It shouldn't be.
All righty. And I'm not hearing any of your little ones chiming in, but do you want to share about your, do you,
They're here.
do you want to share about the pet insurance too?
Oh, yeah, pet insurance. I can also do pet insurance for dogs and cats. The interesting thing about the pet insurance I have is after there are some items that if your pet has it currently, after a year, it would be covered under the insurance. So if you have pre-existings, it's covered. So with insurance, if you can cover pre-existings, you're good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Do we have any questions? Anyone have any questions for Nancy Vesely and IHC Insurance?
I do. So you mentioned the supplemental insurance, and I guess I didn't realize that was available for deductible help. I thought it was more specific to medical bills in general for people who maybe doesn't have enough health insurance.
No, it's available. It would help you with deductibles.
Okay.
I mean, that's part of it.
Okay, what kind of pricing is that? I mean, is it very reasonable or,
If you're young, yeah, it's really reasonable.
okay,
When you get up older, it can be kind of bad. It would be better than, you'd be paying less than the insurance. The one I did, they were both 40 years old, $40 a month, and it covers for their $5,000 deductible if something happens.
wow, so if something happens and they have to pay that entire 5,000, that insurance will step in.
Yep.
Is every year, do you have to meet with them and kind of reassess their deductibles, and how does that?
If it changes, or they can just let it ride, usually.
Does it lock in the rate? Or do you think, does that change?
It might change. I don't think, I haven't heard that it doesn't.
Okay,
But we're normally looking at when I put people on insurance, it's usually short term. So we have to look at it every year.
gotcha.
And I would almost guess it would be going up like everything else. And
Okay.
lately it's been ridiculous. I don't know what they're
Stupid.
basing it on. You know, you look at it now and then they ask you in 3 months about another quote, and it's like, oh my God, it's the same policy. I don't get it. I don't know why it's doing it.
Yeah.
I know I've heard statistics, about the number of natural disasters have increased significantly in the last 3 years, as well with COVID. The
Mhm.
number of health issues that Americans particularly face have significantly climbed. So it's not a surprise to me, I guess, that the insurance rates are increasing right along with those statistics. But unfortunately, because, we need it.
Yeah.
We need to cover our home, our car, our belongings, and we need to cover our own health. So
Right.
We had a seminar on the health just the life expectancy, and because there's been a lot of life insurance policies that are being cashed out. Unfortunately, it's just a fact, and it's more now. And what our analysts are seeing is that there are so many 2 years of COVID was checkups, but there were a lot of people that went in and they were already too far, or they weren't able to get their cancer like their chemo treatments or the radiation treatments, or they were too scared to go into the hospitals, or there weren't enough room.
Yep.
So that's causing premature death as well. It's sad.
Mhm. I think a lot of people are still scared.
I do too.
And in some ways, I'd rather be home than out. So
Yeah.
I'm including
It's hard.
here. It's like,
Yeah.
this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I think we're going to probably see like house call doctors and nurses probably maybe become more and more popular, especially with the telehealth and stuff, just because of that fear. It's legit.
Yeah.
All righty. Do we have any other questions for Nancy? All righty. Jennifer Johnson, the one, the only. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
You know what? I am, but I'm not going to I really am not. It's just nice to see you all. I'm Jennifer Johnson, relationship marketing coach. What do? I help you stay top of mind with your prospects, your clients, your referral partners, your family, your friends, whatever you want to do. But our networking groups are one of those ways, one of those tools, as well as Greener Still and Send Out Cards, which I'm happy to say is doing some unbelievable things. So we're very excited about that. And what was I going to say? So I am just really, really happy when I hear about all these great things that are happening for people. And we're very happy for you, Brynn. Very, very happy. And Paul, I would just say, I was going to say at the beginning when she was asking about wins, I was going to say that it is really refreshing when somebody reaches out through our website, says they're interested, and they immediately get involved. So yesterday I sent Paul a message because we have an interest form on our website. I got a notice and my voice was very hoarse yesterday, still a little bit, but I usually would call somebody, but I sent Paul a message and he immediately, I think, reached out to you, Dawn, and you hadn't even been able to know that. So it was just it was like, this is amazing because most people do not do that. They take forever to do something. So Paul, you've got it going on when you're getting involved. So I just, no matter what organization you join as far as networking goes, I do think you've already got a jump on it. And I'm seriously, I just think some people are so laid back and there's nothing bad about being laid back, but when you're trying to, it's networking. I say this all the time. You're not sitting on the couch. It isn't, you've got to make it happen. So thank you for being proactive. And I was really happy. Dawn reached out and said, do you know this gentleman? And I'm like, yeah, I just sent the message to you. It's like you had done it so fast. So good for you, Paul. I am excited for you. And I think that takes a lot of guts to, a lot of whatever to do something like that. So we're here. That's what a group like this is to help give you some, insights to what they've done. They're not in your industry, but I am sure they have struggled through things very similar to what you're probably, going through. So anyway.
Thank you very much. Those are very kind words.
Well, you're welcome. You've stumbled into the right group. I really, for, somebody kind of new in an industry, I think this was a great group. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Glad you're here. Glad to see everybody.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. I think I was just mentioning to Nancy last week, she had invited a realtor, I think, to our group, and then mentioned that the realtor decided to join another TTR group in a time slot that fit for them better. And I said, that's fine. The right one is going to come to us, the right realtor for our group will come. So I am the optimistic one, and I want to invite you now, Paul. Hopefully you've gotten a taste or feel of how the introductions go. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, yes, I am. My name is Paul Hibbitt, and I live on the northeast side of Indianapolis, but I grew up in Greenwood, so I'm very familiar with all parts of the city. In my previous life, I covered the entire state. So I know pretty much every city and every area of Indiana. But obviously, as a realtor, I'll be focusing on the 9-county area here. And, in a nutshell, obviously, everybody knows 5 or 6 realtors. So my goal is to get out in front of as many people as I can and prospect and get into a routine of prospecting all the time and building a base of clients. And I know it won't be easy, and that's why I'm going to need a lot of help. So I'm glad to be here and meeting everybody. And obviously, I'll be doing anything I can to steer people your way for your various businesses. And hopefully all of this will work for everybody. So as far as what differentiates me is I'd say it's that I'm new and I don't have 50 listings and 100 buyers that are, wanting me to take them to see 20 houses a week. And when I have clients, I devote pretty much all my time to them. And when they get sold, then I kind of move on and get a couple more. And so I'm not trying to be all things to all people. I'm trying to get the few at a time and close their deals and get them where they want to be, and then move on. And I don't ever aspire to be Biff Ward or any of those folks. I just want to do a good job. And obviously this is the biggest transaction in most people's lives. And I want them to have somebody they trust on their side.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing, Paul. Is there any particular focus area for you? Any type of lending or any type of homes that you want to focus on, or?
No, I'm pretty open. I'm going to go where the clients want to go. You know, and when I'm working with buyers, you know, I'm not, if they want a $150,000 house, I'm not going to try to sell them a $300,000 house. You know, I'm going to try to be with the people, and I'm always been a straight shooter, whether it be good or bad. I'm not going to tell people their house is worth $500,000 when I know they're never going to get more than 400. And so I've already lost a few potential listings because of that, but I know it's better to be honest with people than to sit there and watch them wallow on the market forever and wonder why they're not selling when everybody else sells in a day or two. So
Awesome. Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions for Paul?
Mr. Paul, are you going to focus on the listing side or the buyer side? Which one is your comfort level?
yeah, I'd like to do both. I'm an investor myself, and I've bought and sold and flipped a couple of houses on my own. So I've got, I think, a good feel for what investors are looking for, and what they want when they're looking for a property. And obviously, I want to, I want to get listings more than anything. The problem with the market, obviously, everybody knows, is that there's very little inventory. And, if you're only working with buyers, it's hard to find them the house they want with the low inventory levels. So I think to make a living, I've got to get listings. So that's what I'm really focused on here at the beginning, is trying to get listings.
All righty, very good.
Are you doing any trade shows?
I've not done any trade shows yet, other than I walked around the home show and met a lot of people and talked to a lot of people and passed around a lot of cards. And but I've not done any. This is pretty much my first very proactive step, frankly. And but I do look to do more in-person networking, and at some point I'm going to go out knocking doors. That's I think the best way to meet people is when I get in the neighborhoods that I'm going to be looking for a home pretty soon. I've got my house on the market, and wherever I move, I'm going to try to become the dominant, obviously, realtor in that little neighborhood, wherever it might be.
Because I know in this unique market that we're in, I call it having a niche product. It's itself. So as a realtor, it's like, okay, how do I carve myself out different from everyone else? Am I an agent or am I a realtor? There's agent and realtors, because you can tell the difference between the two. That realtor that really does do the homework and bring together a portfolio to show the customer what to look for something, versus an agent just trying to get the listing.
Well, let me to that. The one thing I'd say is I did spend several months as an appraiser, and so I think I've got a pretty good feel for values and the values on the market. And I know they're escalating quickly and all that, but I'm hoping, again, that I can be honest with people and kind of get them in the right expectations going in, instead of having way too high of expectations. That's my hope, at least.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I know that our weekly call of 90 minutes there's always so much stuff to talk about and share that we only scratch the surface, but we always encourage the follow-ups, the one-on-one meetings, calls, following the meeting, to give everybody a chance to get to know each other better, to find out what things we have in common, how we can help each other better. So at this time, I certainly want to encourage everyone to make sure that you schedule those one-on-one calls. After tonight's meeting, I will put the recording up on YouTube and share it on our Collaborating Connections page, as well as send out the email with the contact information for everyone. So make sure that you utilize that information. At this time, I'll introduce myself again. Dawn Evans Casey, and my company is Spa Travel. I am all about relaxed adventure. I'm still in corporate America, I do contract auditing work 9 to 5, and my travel business is a home-based business. And I have my website, which my clients can go to, connect and share information about what types of travel they may be interested in. I do a profile on them to gather all of the relevant information, such as budget, what they're interested in, things they might be interested in doing while they're away, and use that information to put together a proposal with some options of what might be the memorable, enjoyable travel experience for them. I traveled for years in corporate America and experienced the good and the bad, and I certainly want to help my clients avoid the stress and upset that can occur with travel. And even beyond the booking, I help my clients. I remain an advocate when they get to their destination. If something's not quite right, their hotel room's not right, if they are stuck in an airport with a delayed or canceled flight, I'm happy to be that person to be the go-between between them and the vendor to make sure that things get ironed out. And vendors love to work with me because, of course, they love to expect more bookings. If I have a good relationship with my vendors, I certainly can easily recommend them. The vendors pay my commission, not my travel clients. It's an important question to ask when you're working with a certified travel planner, if there are additional fees for their services. And at this time, I am not charging any additional fees to my clients, but again, the vendors pay my commissions. And I love to travel and experience wonderful places myself. So if you have an interest in traveling anytime in the future, or you know someone who needs some help with planning and booking a travel experience, have them give me a call. Again, Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel. Does anyone have any travel related questions that I might be able to assist with this evening?
Are you gonna have your husband give you a review?
You know what?
On short notice?
Heck
Like he
yeah.
didn't know he needed one or what?
That- I had already arranged his flight and his car rental. And why he didn't have me do the hotel then, I don't know what he was planning. I don't know. But yeah, he's got to write a doggone review. And I expect a good one.
Are things starting to get better on the travel? I mean, because it seems like, unless I'm just not focusing on it, COVID doesn't seem to be as big a deal. People are kind of drifting away.
It is listening. I got an email today that Jamaica was pretty much wide open now. They are still requiring a positive COVID test, but
Right.
they were an area where the native people did not have a significant number of vaccinations. And because of that, they were cautioning people traveling there to the Caribbean, to Jamaica, because they were more likely to be in an environment where they could catch it. Those numbers have reduced, and a lot of those travel destinations are opening up now. So that is good news.
Yeah.
On another hand, what I've experienced when I am helping some of my travel clients with issues, it is much more difficult for me to get in touch with the customer service individuals with travel vendors than it had been in the past. And I suppose that's a function of the low staffing that's being experienced, in service organizations all over. So I'm still happy to help my clients, and I still recommend that if you are traveling, that you utilize the services of a certified travel planner who has those connections. But it's been a little bit challenging for me on that end. Sometimes I'm not as able to get as quick a response back to my travel client as I have experienced in the past. So I'm communicating, making sure that they're aware, what's in process, what we can do to quickly alleviate any of their issues. Okay.
Gotcha. Good answer.
Dawn, we're having issues with roadside assistance right now for the
Yeah.
same reason. The dispatch teams are not as well employed, and they're not able to keep up on training.
Yeah.
And there's not enough tow truck drivers. So it's kind of been a little bit of a mess in that department for us too.
Yeah.
Just the staffing of the whole, depending on another industry to accommodate a certain area that we need.
Mhm.
Not able to staff, but we're having trouble staffing our claims departments too, and longer hold times and
Wow.
there's some stuff. So yeah.
Are those positions that are remote, or are they working in an office setting? Do you know, for like the claims department?
So some of them are on site, but we're definitely downsizing a lot in our claims offices in general, because it is becoming more and more obvious that those are positions you can do from home. Plus, if you're an adjuster, then you're out on the road a lot too, because you have to go look at cars or look at homes. So we're downsizing a lot, and a lot of them are remote.
Yeah. Okay. I know when I talk to my travel clients, I have to encourage patience on all
Yes.
sides.
Yep.
It's just necessary. There's so much more now. Things have really changed, the way business is done, and the time that it takes to get something done, and the connections that have to be made to make sure that things are right. I always encourage my travel clients to read all of the details, even with their travel insurance, make sure that they're aware of what they're getting and that it's going to meet their needs, and just to be patient. It's that's all I can recommend. It's the best way to go, because there's a lot.
It's almost like we're all experiencing this kind of the same thing. Every industry has gotten, and I don't know, it does. It seems like things are taking longer. Emails are not being answered as fast. Even in our home office, like a lot of our team is out and they're at home. And it does. It feels like I used to be able to call shelter and then get a call. I get answered right away. And they, but now it's like I always get a voicemail and it's a couple of days. And so it's just one of those things. It feels like the speeds of things have slowed way down.
Yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yep. I'd agree.
And I just gotta be patient.
Exactly. Well, we are in the month of March, and our March theme is masterminding. The first 2 weeks of March, our first 2 meetings, we've talked about specific concerns or issues of our member businesses and attempted to share some recommendations of how to improve, things to consider that we might change. Just making our businesses better and making sure that we stay ready for success all the time. An item that I wanted to talk about this week, and I don't know why it stuck in my head, was the title of our group is Collaborating Connections. And what we endeavor to do is come together to help each other. So I wanted to talk this week about, if there are issues that we are facing as business owners, how we can better engage each other collaborate with each other in order to find some loose solutions, in order to get over some hurdles. And I'm missing Stacy being on the call this week because she is always my go-to about doing video casting and marketing for her business. And I am going to, it's my intention to engage with Stacy to do some co-marketing via video, to give me that familiarity to put myself out there a little bit more in my business via video. I, like Nancy, have had some, I've done it a little bit, but it's not something that I'm yet comfortable with. So I am looking forward to perhaps collaborating with Stacy, who's much more experienced, and I look forward to it being a fun experience, a learning experience, and that we have the chance to collaborate together. So I'm wondering if any of our business owners on the call tonight can think of any other ways. We're already collaborating by sharing referrals and ideas in that nature. Is there anything else that you can think of that might help to collaborate with another member, a visitor, another industry that is complementary to yours, in order to learn more, improve our bottom line, be a little successful, and push ourselves a little bit further. We in order to grow and be successful, we've got to embrace innovation from time to time. So I'm going to open the floor and say, what are your thoughts about that, about collaborating for success?
When you're talking about that concept, I think about like a mentorship program. And it can be something where we can utilize each other to, within the group, but by offering a mentorship program, so like Robert and Paul, they could really like benefit from each other's industries, and Robert can say, this is what a loan officer, well, Robert and I have had one-on-ones before, and you just learned so much about, like, there are so many things that a loan officer can do better for an insurance agent and for a realtor. And then also I know that an insurance agent can do better things for a loan officer and for a realtor. So like, we can offer that mentorship program. I know we do one-on-ones, but by introducing it to the public, as Collaborating Connections has the mentorship program where we can encourage you in your industry and give you ideas about how to grow your business. That's just something I was thinking, my brain was thinking whenever you were talking about encouragement, getting other industries involved, getting other people here, or even growing within Collaborating Connections.
Yeah. I love it. We always, as part of the executive board, and I think Jennifer would think the same way, we're always looking for opportunities to provide some very useful benefit to our membership, and to attract others who need as well as desire to be a part of a networking group. So I agree with you. The collaboration, the mentorship is probably something that would be mutually beneficial to allow members to grow and learn and share. So let's see how we might be able to implement.
Say something real quick. I'm so sorry. I want to thank Nancy. She gave me a referral this week on Saturday. I think you gave me the referral on Friday night, and I got the referral Saturday. I got the business. So thank you so much for doing that. That was awesome. I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask, did we get that in Referral Runway? Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But I think I need to go back. I think I need to go back in and say it was a success.
And it's kind of cheating. It was Natasha.
That's all right.
No, it's okay.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't call that cheating.
It's a referral. It's a referral.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
It's a
have happened
referral.
if it had been for this group.
Yes.
Referral is a referral. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This
Doesn't matter.
generate that way. Go ahead, Robert. Sorry.
It doesn't matter who it came from. You referred them to, you thought about Brynn and you shared that person to her and she made it. It was not a cold transfer, it was a warm transfer. And you was able to give that person you refer to some comfort of who you send them to. So that's the benefit of it. Because as we mentioned before, Paul, that's that referrals happen from over time. They don't happen right away. But as one become comfortable with each other and comfortable and feel trustworthy that you take that referral, like treat them like you treat them yourself, that's when the referrals really start happening. And they just organically happen. It's not, you don't have to think about it. It's just what you naturally do. So.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Any other
that-
thoughts or ideas on collaborating?
No, Robert, that's a really good point. So how do you, I think a couple months ago, I was going to physical therapy for my knees, which I'm still working on. But the physical therapist was telling me how she kept running into gatekeepers, she wanted connections to chiropractors. She wanted different, and we have a chiropractor in our networking group, and we have this and we have that. And I said, that is why you join a networking group, because she kept saying she couldn't get past the gatekeeper. Well, you don't have to worry about a gatekeeper if somebody is, that third party introduction is what, it's up to you to take it and turn it into something. But, you get to know a group of people like this. They know your next client. I mean, Nancy said that. I said that. I don't believe I said that. But I do believe that is the truth. I mean, really. But, why not get to know a group of people, whether it's this network or another one, that you can really, they know you, you know them. I mean, doing what you're doing, going to trade shows and handing out your cards, that is wonderful. Paul, you need to, then you have to go cultivate all of those. And that is easier. I mean, it's work, but you obviously, your industry. So now you just have to just keep letting people know that you know it and that you're trustworthy and all, so that's where the dedication weekly to any, and whether it's our group or another group, that's what it's work. It doesn't, I don't have all the answers, Paul. I just tell you, I'm very impressed with somebody, beginning in that industry when there is such a, it's a, I don't know what the word is. Is it high stress or is it a great opportunity? I don't know. I mean, it seems like the inventory is so low, that would be such a scary industry to jump into. But
it's a weird market, but there's a lot of people that want to buy. And that's what's
right.
What's kind of creating all the I guess turmoil or whatever, is that there's not a lot out there to buy, but a lot of people going after it. So it's just a matter of reining in expectations of the people that are selling, and then finding an opportunity that's not a terrible one for. I wouldn't want to be a first-time home buyer, right? My kids are both in their mid-late 20s, and they're about to be buying a house, and it really makes me concerned when I see houses that 2 years ago would sell for 150,000, selling for 225, 230,000.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in 2 years if they buy one for 230? Or are they going to be okay in 5 years if they want to buy a bigger one? And I don't think anybody really knows. So,
right. So they need good people like you.
Yeah.
So you just need to go out there and just let a lot of good people know who you are, what you do, and that's where being in a group like this is a good group of people. I'm not going to ever say anything else than that, because they are. But that is, it's a little scary to some people. Networking is when the adrenaline gets pumping, it's really exciting. It can be really cool, but if you don't take advantage of it, and Dawn said that with the, with the follow-ups. I mean, I would say, Dawn does a great job of keeping everything, there's a, she puts the recording out, she follows up, she keeps in touch with people. She just sent us all these cool things to, feel good about being part of the group and all of that stuff. But it really is up to individuals to follow up with each other and to be doing it on a regular basis. And Brynn and Robert wouldn't say anything, but recently they did a TTR Presents and they collaborated on that presentation, and they just kind of out of the, they just did it out of the, I don't know, you guys were on a call one week and you decided to do it. You just never know. I mean, there's ways to work together. And I know when Robert was asking you the questions, I'm thinking, Robert's got his, his wheels are turning. He's trying to think how he can help you. And that's really cool. I just love that. That's what's really neat about it. So, so we're glad you came tonight. I'll quit talking. I promise.
You don't have to, Jennifer. You're always contributing such great stuff. So you just jump in.
I'm having internet connection. Sorry.
We all do from time to time. Yeah, don't worry about it. But I did want to, we're at 7:24. I did want to make sure, Paul, are there any questions about the networking group that we can answer in these last minutes together? I'm sorry I was late and I missed the very initial conversation, so I'm not sure what.
Well, I was getting ready to ask Nancy. I was going to ask her how many of these groups she's in. I'm curious, or most of you. I'm curious. I'm sure you mostly are in more than one. Is it 2 or 3? Is it 5 or 6? How many?
I'm only in one networking per se.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, it's like, and again, that's because I really haven't been out in the past. Even before, when I was in it before, I was just in one networking group.
Okay.
Because there's normally so many things you could hit. Are you signed up for Monday for the speed networking?
No, this is the first one I've signed up for.
I definitely sign up. That's happening Monday, the speed networking one with TTR.
Yeah.
Those are usually pretty good. You can meet, it depends how many rounds there are, but you can meet a good amount of people in that. And when that was in person, that was cool. But
Yeah.
Zooms are you still get the same effect. And then you just have to follow up.
Yep.
But you could spend a lot of money and a lot of time networking. And if you can find some good people to network with, because you can network all day and not get anything for it. I've done that in the past.
Yeah.
So if you can just connect with some people and just start working with them, it might be a better way to go for a faster return.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say they can get pretty expensive. And I looked around a lot before I found TTR. And it was honestly just an act of God to this group. But so you just want to kind of be careful about that. And then TTR offers so many resources, so many people, like even within your industry that you can learn from too. And it's incredibly reasonable. So, and then there's the workshops where you can learn things, and then like the charitable thing where you can, if you want to learn how to get involved in that. So it's a kind of a one-stop shop, really. You don't really need to go to any other one. And again, it's reasonably priced. So
yeah. Okay. Well, that answers that.
And I'm not just saying that because the owner and my leader's here. That's the truth.
I'll say this much.
That's the truth, isn't it, Robert?
Yeah, networking is a key word. I would say that word network. I think people just break it down to what it really means. And you can go out and shop around and you can be a part of different groups. But the key point is, one, does it make you better? Does it take you to the next level? Does it really help you to be a more well-rounded, to be better in your craft and better in your business you're doing? And then do they have tools to allow you to move at your pace and really to help you grow and develop, and also expand your horizon other than just meeting another person, but more so inviting you to different entities there. So I would say before you go out and try to jump ship, really investigate TTR Network and see what all that is offers you, and then see does that really fit what you're trying to get accomplished with what you're trying to do in your business, because that's the key. Because it doesn't matter about if you don't do that first self-assess, then assess what you're looking at, and then see, hey, what do they offer for when I'm spending my money to be a part of it? If it's just me coming together on this one day and that's all I get, but does it help me to better myself, improve myself, and also think beyond my own circle so I can definitely be looking at my tomorrow. So that's what I say to you there.
Okay.
And so research, and I would say that we got a lot of research for you. When you join TTR, we went to the website, see what all it offers you. Look at it. And really look at it and see how it plays a part in what you're trying to do today, your today and your tomorrow. Yeah, we want a transaction, but a transaction doesn't happen always, as we know. It's a slow dance to get you to where you need to be. It's not always a fast record. Use that metaphor there.
I think we just got a plug. I'm not sure. That was really nice. It sounds good, but that is true. And it's funny because Brynn says it was an act of God. She was actually at a gospel concert that I was singing at. So when you know that, so that's how we met. So it's kind of funny, but it really was an act of God. Isn't that funny?
I had been praying about it because I had researching BNIs. I had talked to somebody in Kansas about a BNI, and she was like, you just need to connect with your local BNI. And I'm like, I'm trying. They don't want to have anything to do with me. And it's like 160 a month. And not that BNI is bad. I'm not saying that.
Right.
They have a niche and there is a clientele for them. But I know looking back, like that wouldn't have been a good option for me. So, and that's what you can find out what's best for your personality.
Yeah.
So
Robert is very, very wise. So that is, I sounded like I was kind of like, was he? But you do need to make sure. And the good thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I did have a member point out to me today that, you know what, you go month to month with TTR if you want to. So you're not committed for a year like you are. If you pay for a year of BNI and you decide you're done with it, too bad, you've lost your money. I mean, that's it. I mean, so I don't want to say that we would love to have somebody pay for a year. That we have people do that all the time, but we do offer that monthly, and then it works out well for people who are, changing industries or they just say, this wasn't quite the right fit. But I will tell you, Paul, I have no doubt that you've got the core members right here with the finance. Really, we've got Brynn, Nancy, and Robert, who can all give you some financial stuff, but they've got connections there. But you've got the insurance and you've got the mortgage, and you're the realtor, and it's just pretty exciting because those are the foundation. So I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you very much, Paul, for visiting. And if you have any questions for me, feel free. But this group is just awesome. I'm so glad that you guys were all on tonight, so Paul could ask. And I hope, Paul, you will proceed to ask them questions off of our call, because
absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna have to think about more things, but I know I'll have more in the morning.
Sure.
Reaching out to some of you.
Okay.
Nancy, it was a plug for us, but I did a soft plug because I tell you, once you do the research on us, you'll find that there's no other TTR network, there's no network group provide them all the tools that we have. And that's so really. So I don't really need to say, hey, because I'm here. I said, well, do the research. You do the research, you pay, and you say, well, what research you have? And when you do the research, you figure out, okay, what network is providing all the things that I have them offer? Because even if you don't like our group, if this group not a fit for you, we got quite a few others that you can be a part of to look at. And so we can definitely find your niche. But most importantly, all the tools that come with this. The workshop, again, if you want to grow yourself and yourself personally, as well as your business, you know, you can play a part with all the things we do, you know, all the training we bring to you, and all the people we bring to you, the resources, because we can't make you take advantage of them, but they're there for you to take advantage of and be a part of. And guess what? It's all part of your program.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So TTR Network, there you are.
All right. Well, Paul, we're so glad you were with us this evening, and you are welcome to come back and visit us
Yep.
again. We look forward to seeing your smiling face
Well,
again.
thank you. Yeah, thank you all very much. And you're all good salespeople. I'm on my free visit here tonight, but I will be signing up. So.
You get
I was going to say, I'm actually not a good salesperson at all. I'm not a seller, I'm a helper.
Yeah.
We never sell anything. Our
But
goal,
if you think I was selling.
our goal is really to understand what you're trying to do and to provide you all the benefits there and show you how these features that you have, these can be key benefits to you. We don't sell you anything. We just want to show you what some things can do for you. Now, that's all we try to show you that. But that's through our passion about what we do, how we say it, and because we're here.
Yeah, well, I don't mean that negatively. I've been a salesman my whole life, so I feel like sometimes salespeople get bad knocks, but
Yeah,
Yes,
I
they
know.
do.
But Brynn,
And I appreciated your intro I appreciated your intro to like a real estate agent. It's rare and it's a breath of fresh air to have a realtor with that type of attitude. So
thank you.
there is a clients out there that want that.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, everyone, we are at 7:34. I want to thank each and every one of you for being on the call this evening. You are appreciated. You could have spent your time elsewhere. So glad you decided to spend it here with Collaborating Connections. Go forward. Have a wonderfully successful rest of the week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Okay. Thank you all.
Everybody.
Have a great week.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.